Something huge is happening in the world of AI right now. Perplexity has just launched a product that goes way, way beyond a simple chatbot. It's called the Perplexity Computer, and they're claiming it's the very first true digital coworker. So let's break down what that actually means. And look, the industry is already buzzing. OpenTools AI put it perfectly, an always-on digital coworker. Now, those words are really important. Always on means it doesn't forget the project context overnight. And isolated compute environments, you can just think of that as a secure private office for your AI. It can get to work on your stuff without distractions or messing anything else up. See, this isn't a tool you just fire prompts at. It's a persistent member of your team. Okay, so that brings up a really big question, right? I mean, we've heard promises like this before. So what was the problem that was so massive, so complicated, that it needed a whole new kind of system to fix it? Why couldn't we just keep making the models we already have a little bit better? Well, the answer is something I think a lot of us are starting to feel. It's AI tool fatigue. Tech teams everywhere are just getting swamped. You know the drill, right? You're using one tool for reasoning, another one for coding, maybe a third one for speed, but you're stuck in the middle. The human is the router, constantly copying and pasting, losing context, and trying to manage a dozen different subscriptions. Honestly, it's a mess. This slide really just nails the difference. On the left, that's the old way, the chaos we were just talking about. Constant context loss, that mind-numbing copy-paste work, and things breaking all the time on complex jobs. But now look at the right. This is the new way. Instead of juggling a bunch of tools, you get one autonomous system. It has long-term memory, and it handles things from start to finish. Oh, and check out the cost model. You're not paying for API calls anymore. You're paying for a finished project. That is a game changer. So how in the world did Perplexity fix this chaos? I mean, how do you get 19 different, sometimes competing AI models to play together like a world-class orchestra? Let's peel back the curtain and look at the brilliant architecture that makes this thing tick. First thing you need to get your head around is this concept, agentic AI. This is a massive leap. See, an agent doesn't just sit there waiting for your next command. You give it a big picture goal, something like, build me a new sales dashboard from our data, and it actually figures out the steps to get there all by itself. It's the difference between giving a calculator a math problem and hiring an accountant to, do your books. And here's the secret to how it avoids just making stuff up, which is, a pretty big deal. Its work is built on this foundation called deep research. So before it writes even a single line of code, it goes through this whole four-step process. First, it plans. Then it actually questions its own plan, poking holes in it. Then it hits the web to build a solid base of facts. And only then, after all that, does it actually start generating the output. This research-first approach is its superpower. So once it has a plan, how does it choose which of its 19 AI brains to use for each part of the job? Well, that's where this PPO routing layer comes in. The best way to think about it is like an expert general contractor on a construction site. If it needs a quick answer, boom, it calls on Gemini. If it's facing some really gnarly, complex code, it brings in Claude. And for that high-level strategic thinking, it'll tap a GPT model. It's literally picking the perfect specialist for every single task. So when you put all of this incredible technology together, you get something that really feels less like a piece of software and more like an actual member of your team. So how does it actually perform when the rubber meets the road? Okay, just look at this number. On a benchmark test specifically designed for complex multi-step problems, the Perplexity Computer scored a 21.1%. The next best model, the incredible GPT-4o, only got 3.1%. That's not just a little better, that is a monumental leap in capability. It's definitive proof that an orchestra of specialists can absolutely demolish a single genius model when it comes to doing real complex work. And this didn't just come out of thin air. You can see Perplexity has been building towards this moment, piece by piece. Just a couple of years back, in 2024, they were an answer engine. Then last year, they built out that critical deep research layer. And now in 2026, they put it all together into this full-blown autonomous agent. This timeline just shows an incredible focus and a super rapid evolution. So here's the thing that's really crucial to understand. This isn't just about writing code in a vacuum. The Perplexity Computer can actually look at a screen and understand a graphical user interface. I mean, just imagine telling it, hey, log into our Salesforce, pull last quarter's report, and then email the results to the sales team. It can actually do that. It can manage these huge, complex workflows that might take a human team days or even months to get through. What this launch really signals is a major turning point for all of us. The future of AI in business is no longer about finding the one single best model. No, the future is orchestration. It's about getting all the best specialists to work together in perfect harmony. So, what does this mean for you? How do you get ready for this? It really requires a fundamental shift in how we think. We have to stop writing little prompts and start writing detailed project briefs. We've got to stop thinking in tiny tasks and start thinking about the entire end-to-end outcome. And yeah, you're going to need the right setup, those secure sandboxes, and of course, human checkpoints for the really critical steps. It's about building a real partnership, not just using a tool. Which brings us right to the final and most important question. This kind of technology, it's not science fiction anymore. It is a commercial reality right now. The era of the digital coworker is officially here. So the only question that's really left to ask is your business ready to hire one?